has led me to CAT. And I have been teaching since then. So this particular topic matters to me deeply because I believe many people are struggling with pain in silence and in a lot of fear and also guilt. Guilty of maybe not moving, or guilty of moving too much, guilty of eating the wrong things, you know. So in a later year, in 2021, I began my master's study in sports science. So my research is on focusing the relationship between pain, posture, quality of life, and using particular technique of CAT. Okay, and through this research, I have explored this topic of pain in a more scientific way, which I'm going to share with you very some of my, I think, quite interesting findings on pain. So I would like to invite you to explore with me today. All right, together. What does pain mean when we are human? And how might a new way of understanding pain lead us to actually um, live better or have a more meaningful life? So before I start to share the slide, I want to ask you all, yeah, how many of you are living in some sort of pain right now? I will launch this poll so you can answer. Can you see the questions and the poll? Yeah. So everyone answered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everyone answered. Yeah. Um, in 6 of us, 4 of us have some sort of pain lah. All right. So 2 is free from pain. Very, very lucky ones. Yeah. So should we stop? So you see that pain is more common than we think. Contrary to some common understanding, we thought the body created sensation of pain, right? Body created. But if you ever thought about pain, actually pain is a spontaneous process that's generated in our head. Pain is when you have an event, yeah, generally have an event. Maybe you touch a pot of hot water, and that will activate the receptor in your brain that will cause the nerve fiber called nociceptor. Nociceptor is a brain um, pain nerve fiber that will ring out pain experience. Okay, so I will share the slide. So it's like that. Can you see? Everyone can see my slide? Okay, thank you. Everyone see, yeah? Okay. So this is like a really logical way of looking at pain. You have something, and then the message travel through into the spinal cord called via the nociceptor and towards the brain. And the brain generate the pain experience. This is, of course, very old, um, very, very old finding. All right, it's already 400 years old finding. This explanation was first proposed by René Descartes in 1600. And this is the diagram that Descartes produced to illustrate this theory. Can you see this diagram? This diagram is already like very, very 400 years old diagram. Maybe can you type in the chat box roughly what do you understand from this diagram? Just like just on how do you actually perceive the um the pain experience coming from this diagram? What is pain about? Maybe some observations that you want to share? 有吗？有看到这个图案吗？你觉得这个图案是代表了怎么样的一个痛的解析？Okay, and suffering like fire burning the body, really. Okay. And more importantly, why did Descartes draw this picture and what is the special thing about this picture? Actually, if you can see, there's this fire, there's this leg touching the fire, and there's this wire pulling all the way to the brain. That means it's signal up to the brain. So from this diagram, yeah, you can see that the boy is all alone. A very important fact to observe is that everything that happened in the experience of pain take within the confine of his own body. So Descartes put the boy entirely by himself. Yeah, and it shows that the pain actually is a subjective problem, phenomenon that relevant to the understanding of the experience of pain happen or occur within the boundary of his body. Nothing else particularly matter. So we actually experience pain subjectively. Of course, this is true when you talk about acute pain, like step into a nail or something. But I'm going to illustrate later that if you are talking about chronic pain, is different story. The sensation sent to the brain and telling us there's fire, body in danger. Yeah. Yes. Pain alert us from danger. That means pain serves as like a protective mechanism. Yeah, it protects us, right? Yeah. So this is all true. So we thought coming from here, coming from this understanding, right? Can we also assume that if we suffer more injury, that means the pain will be more? Like if I touch a durian thorn, the pain that I experience is different from I step onto a nail on my feet. It's different, right? Because the seriousness is different. So can we assume that the higher the injury, the higher the pain? Okay, so coming from this, see, right, in 1950, there's this Henry Beecher scientist who actually, during the World War II, have actually came out with interesting findings. He compared the pain intensity in the wounded World War II soldiers compared to civilian population. So, and the findings suggest that only 32%, 32% of wounded soldiers compared to 83% of civilians with similar injury, like injury coming from war lah, kena bomb or kena shot or something. The civilian, 83% of them asked for pain medication, but the wounded soldier don't feel pain that much. So from here, right, can you roughly guess why? Why does the soldier feel pain more compared to normal people like us, even that the injury is about the same? Like this person gonna bomb the same way as me. I feel more pain than that particular soldier. Why? Why? What is the difference? Can we all guess? Can we interact in the chat box again? Or maybe you want to unmute and say something? Because this is very interesting. I find that if you can understand this way about pain, we can roughly know how to help ourselves. All right? So, got answer or not? Can you guess why? Why the soldier feels less pain? They get used to the get used to the pain, is it? Yeah, they get used to the pain. That's the reason. Yes, they get used to the pain. So interestingly, you see, soldiers, when they go for war, another answer, let me see. Soldier were trained to tolerate with pain. Is it? They have pain, they have pain training, is it? So you see, if you are trained to be soldiers, you are you train to be to fight in war, right? Actually, on another way of looking at it, you are prepared to die, right? Soldiers, they die in war. So for them to get injured is like, you know, like minor things like it's like sub soy lah. They usually they expect themselves to sacrifice their life at war. So when they only have injury, it's already to them is like a minor thing. But for us civilian, we don't expect ourselves to get hurt. But we got hurt, and that will create more pain experience. All right. So, in this context of a soldier, their emotional state changed how pain was perceived. Okay, let me show you another interesting research. This research is called the nail in the boot. Okay, the story goes like this. There's construction workers. Construction worker, they usually are very strong build up, and then they usually have a lot of uh, minor injury and all that during work, right? They are not like they work in a construction area that's often very prone to some injury. Yeah. So this construction worker was on a normal day doing his job, and he accidentally stepped into a long nail. You see how long? You see, very long nail. This nail against the boot. The nail went straight through the sole of his boot and came out the top. It looks like it has gone straight into his foot. So the man actually screamed in pain. He was sweating, shaking, clearly in a lot of distress. All right. And his co-worker rushed him to the hospital. because seeing like that so everyone panic lor. So rush him to the hospital. Then where upon reaching the hospital, the doctor was very careful because he didn't want to pull the nail out too quickly because it will cause more pain, right? So the man was given a very strong painkiller. And because of that, the the because the doctor feels that at that time the pain was unbearable, and then when they administered the painkiller, it became quite bearable, and then the pain got sort of like relief. And that's when the doctor slowly removed the boot. And what they found was very shocking because the nail had not gone through his foot at all. Can you believe it? The nail passed between his toes without penetrating his skin. There was no blood, no wound, not even a stretch. No injury at all. But his pain was real, isn't it? There was like actual sweating and really, even though there was no injury, what the man felt was real. His body reacted just like someone who had serious injury. Yeah. And why is that? Because pain doesn't come from the body. Pain comes from the brain. The brain saw the nail in the boot and believed he was badly hurt. That belief triggered a strong pain response. And even though there was no damage, he felt the pain. So what this teaches us about pain? This story shows that pain is not always caused by physical injury. So like what Descartes said, the boy on the fire, not always like that. Yeah, sometimes pain can happen just because the brain thinks that body is in danger. So you imagine following this research, if you suddenly wake up with a lower back pain one day and then you ruminate, you picture yourself on a wheelchair very soon, and then you have a lot of fear, and then you overthink, and this what will happen. The pain sensation actually will be felt by you even more strongly. All right. So doctor and pain expert use these findings to explain that pain is not just about the body, it's also about how we think and feel and react to what's happening to us. All right. So look at this. Very interesting. On the left side, there is these are actual brain scan. These are actual brain scan. So on the right, on the left, we see physically induced pain. Means real pain lah, got injury one lah. Huh? So you see that pain processing centers actually activated. All right, like actual thalamus, somasensory cortex, insula, and all that. The part of brain which process pain actually lighted up. And look at the right column. That's hallucinated pain, meaning that the pain without injury, just imaginary pain. And yet the brain lights up almost the same places. All right, can see almost the same places. So what this shows us is very profound because the brain can create pain even when the body is fine. Yeah. So this doesn't mean that the pain is fake. It's real. All right. It's generated by different input. Okay, by memory, by emotion, by anticipation, and in short means habit. You are habitually learn to be in pain. All right. So if someone tells you your pain is in the head, also to a certain extent, it's true lah, but not quite. Yeah. So you can see that this is a diagram from one of our studio student. I think I have permission from her to actually use this picture for as you can see, right, on the left side, it's actually quite bad, right? The posture, you can see that it's totally like bengkok to the side, and she cannot lift her head. You must be thinking she must be in a lot of pain. But when this picture was taken, when she's in this state of uh, obviously not right posture, she actually felt no pain, you know. She actually don't feel pain at all. She don't feel, in her words, no discomfort. All right. So when she was being straightened up, so you can see that on the picture on the right, being straightened up this way, actually she starts to feel some pain. So the opposite is true. You can have an injury without pain. All right. And correct posture with pain. So comparing her with one of my this assessment student that came, you don't need bionic eyes lah. You can just see the way she sit and stand. It's actually quite normal, right? Quite like people who are in a quite good posture. So what happened is that her pain was, when she came to us, was unbearable. She felt even in a lot of discomfort that she couldn't, is affecting her life. She couldn't perform her work properly. She actually couldn't go to work. So it's like it's affecting her that much, but you cannot see that her posture is really malformated. No, right? She's actually quite nice, quite straight and all. So what can we see that is that if you say that the pain is only in the brain, all right, so doctor has at that time with that two research and a few brain scan came out to a conclusion that pain is generated by the brain, and somehow has less correlation with the body in terms of injury. But so at that time, the treatment, like psychological treatment, like counseling, hypnosis, relaxation, treatment, and all that. They there was once very popular, but after a while is also scientifically proven that not all that went through the psychological treatment has actually solved their pain. Okay, so it's not that either. All right, so all these are left out for the scientists to actually develop drugs and But first, develop all the all the pain therapy, all right, based on this. So let's look at the brain, all right. When we think about pain, we think about the body, the knee lah, the back lah, the neck lah, but pain is actually lighted up in the brain. Yeah. So if you see this diagram, okay, all the shaded area, all the major brain involved in pain. The gray areas are where the pain is processed. Yeah, places like sensory cortex and thalamus. And this help us to detect where and how much it hurts. Like, oh, you have pain in the knee, and it helps you to know where is the pain coming from, the knee, the neck, or whatever, wherever. Yeah. But notice the shaded areas. The shaded areas are the areas of the brain which link to fear. So a lot of chronic pain individuals are also suffering in fear. Okay, and the part in blue, there are a region also associated with suicide risk. That may sound very extreme, but uh I have quite a number of students who came and actually say that they rather die with this pain because it's really no point living anymore, in their words. Yeah, no point living. Or some of them say that you can take my knees if you want, everything. I can chop it off because it's really giving a lot of distress to pain sufferer. It's a strong reminder that pain isn't just physical. Long-term unsolved pain changes how we feel, how we think, and even how we value life. So it's not just a sore muscle, it's a whole body and mind experience. All right. So let's just go deeper into this. All right. So when we are dealing with acute pain, like when you step the toes, your brain will light up. That's called acute. So brain serve as a uh, protective use, like what Risufu was sharing in the beginning. Yeah, protective. So this this help us to locate the injury areas and help us to pull away from further injuring ourselves. Okay, but for chronic pain in definition means that if you have suffered the same pain for 3 months and above, it becomes chronic. It becomes like long term. Everything that uh, that you understand about acute pain, everything that Descartes says just now is no longer applicable because now the emotional brain starts to dominate, especially areas like our prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for worrying, overthinking, anticipating pain. When there's no pain, but you anticipate later you sure have pain. So that's called anticipating pain even before anything happened. All right, the emotional part of the brain, the amygdala, joins in and it turning up the into an emotional suffering. Um, Emotional suffering. I've heard students saying, mm, it's very frustrating. It's very irritating. It's very, it's very fearful. It's very worrying. And all these things, starts to dominate them. In a way that you do not have good quality of life anymore. Yeah. So, um, so and then then doctor further progress, the medical field further progress uh to learn what is really causing the pain, and they want to see really and spot really where is the pain, and then that's how they came out with MRI, X-rays. um, the doctor thought that, oh, with this structural image of the back, of the joint and everything, sure lah, now I can know for sure. This is going to show what is really causing the pain, the joint pain, the back pain and everything. But this didn't plan out well either. X-rays are not brilliant. I'll tell you why. You know, so you most of the time you have certain pain and you go and see a doctor and doctor say, oh, you have a disc bulge. And this may sound very concerning, right? Like very worrying. But as soon as you see, right, as soon as people get into their 50s, even in their 20s, this bulge already affecting 75% of individual. All right. So at 50, 80% of people already have degeneration. And there is no clear relationship with pain. All right. It's also very settled. You see, so this is one X-rays that real X-ray that my student forward to me lah. So as you can see on the left side, can you see the arrow in the red? Yeah, let me see the message. Less fear. All right. You can see that the arrow in red, that vertebrae. Can you see that? Let me see if I can draw something. I can point. Okay. All right. Can you see my mouse? I don't know whether it works or not. Don't know. Not really familiar with how to use the cursor. But can you see that the place point in, can see, okay, good. So you see, right, the cursor, this particular vertebrae and the vertebrae below is not on top of each other, right? And then this vertebrae in the pointed by the red arrow is actually slip out. Yeah, in medical term, they call it spondylolysis. So it slip out. And when you see like that, it's nearly like a bone-to-bone kind of connection. And the disc actually also being pushed back to touch the back already. Can you see even the arrow, the blue arrow, the intervertebral disc actually touch to the back. So if it seems like that is already touching the nerve and this person should be in a lot of pain. But you know, this particular student came to me, she still can work, you know. She's still able to go for hiking. It's just that when she came down, she actually suffered a little bit more lah. She become more pain, you know, in certain areas. But she actually could go holidays, could sort of like lead a normal life with a very minor disturbance. Yeah. But let me compare with this X-ray on the right. This is also one of my students, yeah. You see the lines in blue, the doctor say that this person has a disc bulge. But can you see that the bulging is so far away from the back, the where the nerve is? And then the intervertebral disc is so thick compared to the one on the left. Can see? The one on the left is like so thin. This one is really quite thick. Not so bad. But this person on the right, he couldn't walk. He couldn't work. He couldn't sit. He couldn't stand. He couldn't sleep at night. He's now on occasion tongkat for few steps. He can take a few steps and then he couldn't walk beyond that. He has to be uh, quite rightly carried on the wheelchair. So you see, right? In fact, research has actually revealed that more than 70% of all reports of pain has no demonstrable pathological cause. People with pain have better looking shape than people without pain. So people have underlying pain experience that doctor cannot find any cause for. It's called functional disorder. It just they say that some people go to the X with a lot of pain, they go and take the X-rays and doctor say cannot find any any reason why you are in pain. Yeah. And majority of such people have I mean without clear reason why they are in pain, they are most of the time higher level of depression compared to people which uh
呢個位呢個有
yeah
我睇到 stress
I think someone
我冇睇到
yeah
我食
unmute
我
ah
下我睇到電話
okay so you see problem of pain has not got any better. Actually, it has got substantially worse. The graph shows rising number of non-specific chronic pain. Can you see? These people are all healthy, pain-free subject, but can you see the X-rays detected when you are in your 20s, you already have like these degenerations lah, this bulge lah, this protrusion lah, and all this. And of course, it gets more and more, but these are pain-free subjects, but their X-rays is not nice as well. So um I would think that maybe people with pain have better looking X-rays because when they are actually there is many research on this because when people are in pain, they take care of themselves better. Like a little bit of things they know that it causes them pain and then they will rest. They will not overstress their spine and they will not overstress their joints. So this is not entirely true. Comparing health of a spine with X-rays to determine whether someone is to determine the pain reason is actually not accurate also. Yeah, not accurate also. Yeah. What mistakes are we making actually? It doesn't mean that pain has no physical basis. Means that you cannot find on X-ray means no physical basis, is it? Actually, no. It means that uh maybe not one thing that cause the pain, is many things. Is how we use our body, how we sit, how we stand, how we move. Pain is a body-mind process. So it's not actually mechanical ones. Okay, so we are not machines. So if you see, right, these gray lines, actually problem of pain has not got any better. It has gone substantially worse. The graph shows high rising number of non-specific chronic pain and is expected to go higher and higher. I think the numbers are rising every year, and the amount of money people spend on pain is really very, very alarming. They say that it's even more than cancer and heart problem combined. All right. So see, when we when we understand chronic pain, we cannot equate it with acute pain. Acute pain, there is a reason why you feel pain coming from the physical. But for chronic pain, the it's more complicated because it involves um, the brain changes. Already it has become your memory, your emotion, and is actually affecting the whole quality of life. Yeah. Let me check the message. Okay, Mimi. Okay, Mimi. Thanks, Mimi. So you see, what for example, you are sitting. Yeah, you are sitting. It's a very common office warrior scenario, sitting in front of the computer. All right. So because body wants to help you in all possible ways to make you survive, to help you to survive. So we sit in front of the computer. This screen in front of a computer means it's very important to us. We read emails from here, we do work here, and then the head move forward because we focus. And then the eye is like focus on this thing, concentrate. And then we forget other parts of our body. We forget how we breathe, we forget how we actually feel in the chest and things like that. We forget. And when our head move forward like that, we we have muscle memory. Muscle memory means that the muscles memorize this is the way you want, and the muscles let you know that this is the best to suit you. That's how the that's how it actually um, keep you in this posture. And that creates sort of like rest tension. Rest tension is like stiffness lah. It's like even though you are sleeping, even though you are out from the computer screen, the rest tension is still there. The muscle memory is still working. And of course, when your head move like that, and then the neck is like that, of course, it's going to compress certain joint nerve because it's not in the natural shape anymore, and it damage the structure. And then that kind of damage to the body actually create pain cognitive processes. So pain starts to develop, starts to affect all the element of the brain to actually signal pain reaction. And when you don't know how to solve it, because we don't know because rest tension, we cannot feel it. We don't know where is it. We don't know how to release those tension. So it keeps on, the cycle keeps on circulating, and it creates sort of like a central sensitization. This is when the brain simply shoot out signal of pain, even though there is no injury in that area also feel pain. It's when people are in pain for a long time, and then the brain is already very used to being pain. Yeah. And so far, I have seen a few of my students like this. It's very hard. It's very hard because they are in pain 24 hours a day, 7 hours, 7 day a week. Pain never go away. So it um, of course, the mental issue is even more serious. Yeah. So you can feel that they are disturbed emotionally, they couldn't sleep at night, and this cycle continues as long as you don't actually reverse it. So the solution is to reverse it. Yeah, reverse it. Take care of your emotion and understand that the the pain is generated by the brain, and is no true injury in some areas of your body, and then we reverse it to find that damage to the structure, to decompress the joint, and to rebuild another muscle memory, and retrain their to release the rest tension and all that. Okay, so you can see coming from there, if you go for injection, if you go for medication, it's not going to cure the root cause. It's temporary relief. Mm, of course, temporary relief also sometimes good because at least your emotion is being taken care of. At least we don't have to feel depressed for so long. At least there's like a relief, uh, like a gap for this person. Yeah. So it's useful to actually take you out from that constant suffering for a short time. Okay. So sometimes you have to ask, um, you need the good thing is that if all the pain issues, all the pain experience are being learned this way, meaning that you can also unlearn it. Unlearn it. So your method of solving this problem is not going to be very mechanical only. Like you go for manipulation, chiro lah, physio and all that is very mechanical. It's not going to be that simple. You need to re-educate the nervous system to stop generating or to stop the cycle of tension. All right. And so we have to, otherwise, everything you do, if you don't retrain it like this, you can see that if I'm a bit biased, like I only talk about in a cat perspective, or maybe you have other body works that also the same. So when the body works, is a self-help method, and it also link with your posture, means how you actually relearn to position yourself rightly, and it actually bring your vertebrae back to the original alignment, which includes education. This is how CAT is different from other form of usual body works that we know about. For example, like yoga. So like this, yoga is like this is just one example lah, all right? So if you have a hunchback, if you don't solve this hunchback, or you have a shoulder imbalance, but you don't solve it, and you straight away go for yoga, it's going to end up like this. Yeah, your head is going to be in like a sengek position. You see how the neck is so unsafe. Yeah, so the third person, these three way of doing their headstand, it comes from they are already not balanced to start off with. Yeah, they are already not balanced to start off with. So CAT helps to use the props, yeah, to align first before you venture into your sitting, your yoga, your rock climbing, everything. Yeah. So sometimes we have to ask ourselves, what is the body telling us? In my experience, I have never come across any one who recover from chronic pain, even to a manageable level, without learning something meaningful along the way. Re-education of our body and mind, retraining the nervous system, and how we react to stress are things that we can learn from the body works. Yeah. So if you see, this is, I wrote this some time ago. Is pain necessary? Yes and no. If you were pain as you have, there will be a depth in you as a human being, in humility, in empathy. Pain cracks open the shell of a false defense mechanism, and that comes to a point where it has served its purpose when lessons are learned. Pain is necessary until the body realizes it is unnecessary. Yeah. So usually by the time individual comes to me to learn about cat, they have actually tried every possible treatment for their pain. Some approaches have actually improved their condition, but not not long term. Some has not improved at all. This is because no amount of external force, drug, surgery, manipulation will change the deeply learned automatic messages sent by your nervous system. Yeah. So I've seen how when people understand pain in a new way, they change, not just physically, but as a person. Mm, Many times students came out of pain. They said they felt lighter, more confident, and often more alive because the breath returns, the full breath returns. Yeah. Our posture, our thought, our habits, our emotional patterns all play a role. So understanding pain through this broader lens, mm, I think can change not only how we manage it, but how we experience life itself. All right. So sometimes, not sometimes lah, but most of the time, body wants to feel hurt. Hurt. Heard, not HURT. Yeah. And body wants to feel safe. They want to feel hope. All right. So that's when healing begins. It's not we are not machine. So we need to reconnect with our own body. Yeah. So in closing, pain is not our enemy. Pain is a message. It's our teacher. When we stop fighting it, we start listening to it. We open the door to deeper healing. Yeah. So I think that's all I want to share. And the other thing is that if you want to experience a cat, we have a Catalyst Information Day coming up soon on June 2nd. From 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. The detail will be out soon. If you have any curiosity and wish to try out, yeah, some of the exercises and some of the things that is being shared today, you can, yeah. It's an open class. So I do not know whether you all have any question up to this far. If you have question, you can ask me, or if you don't, maybe I would like to make a request that um, you send a review to our uh, a Google review to us, Catalyst Academy, maybe, so that we have more people responding to our Google review. Yeah, if you have some time. If you find that you the talk is helpful, maybe yeah, just give us more stars. All right. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?有问题吗？ Okay. If there's no questions, uh, feel free if you need to leave the chat, the group. Yeah. Let me see. Okay. No question. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you, 师傅. Very informative. Thank you. 帮我 Google review 一下哦，师傅。好，谢谢。一定，谢谢你，师傅。